I've been working on an arena shooter where weapons don't do damage, they just knock enemies back. Last time we got weapons set up, today we're going to be adding in some traps. So I've officially started my Unity exit plan. One of the biggest steps to finishing that exit plan is finishing this current arena shooter project. Today we're working on traps, but next time I'll be adding in grenades. They're getting there, but I have a couple more to add and they're just not polished enough to the point that I'd want to show them off. Ideally, next week. Right now we have 4 traps. Remember in the last video I instituted a rule of 4 just to keep scope down? We've got a lava pit, a spike trap, a tripwire with claymores, and a decoy. So let's start with the lava pit. When you purchase this from the shop, the chunk in the middle of the map lowers down into the ground. This is done until the end of the game, and this gives you a new place to shoot enemies into. You just have to make sure that you don't fall into it yourself. Also, right now, enemies don't know how to track around it. Enemies are just programmed to follow targets and attack them while in range. I'm gonna be updating them in a later video, but right now they're just kind of dumb. Next up, we have spikes. Originally, there were supposed to be spike traps placed around the map, which you could buy and then rearm at the shop, but I figured it'd be more fun for you to grab them and place them down wherever you'd like. When you're holding a placeable trap, you'll see a preview of it, and then you can place it and it'll handle itself. When enemies walk over the spike trap, a ticking will start, and after a short time, these spikes will activate. This gives a little more time for enemies to congregate on it, and you will get more kills. All of the sounds for these traps I got from Zapsplat. They feel kind of placeholdery, but I'm gonna do a sound pass later down the line, so I guess this is just gonna have to work for now. When the spikes come up, any enemy on the spikes will be killed instantly. This is the only trap to straight up kill enemies. I might change this later, just there's some health tweaks later in the video that I might choose to implement down the line, but right now I have this. Alright, you probably clicked on this video because of the Claymore. I think it's super sick. The trap is extremely simple. It consists of a tripwire and some claymores, and then when the tripwire is tripped, all of the claymores go off. I find the explosion sound is very meaty, and this is maybe because the sound effect is playing 3 times simultaneously, but it feels good to use. You can place it between you and some enemies and blast them back, or you can pair it with our last trap, the decoy. So I ripped this straight from Onslaught in Destiny 2. They're not the first to do this, but this is just where I yoinked it from. The decoy is a bit more involved than the other traps. So you can place it, it will act as a target. Enemies will then target the decoys before they target players. So you can use the decoy to lure enemies into the lava pit, into some claymores, or into some spikes. I had to modify the health component to take hits. Any entity with a health component takes a specific number of hits to kill. Right now the decoy takes 5 hits, but I think it should be raised to something like 20 to prevent it from being so easily swarmed and overrun, thus giving players more time to regroup, but that's what playtesting is for. When the decoy is hit, it has a hit animation and emits some particles, and when the decoy dies, it emits another particle and then fades from existence. All of the placeable traps fade away once they've been used. Again, it's kind of like Destiny doing enemy cleanup. Okay then, this is a short video. I was originally going to have grenades, but that is going to come next week, ideally. Yeah, so that's it for this time. If you want to see why I am doing a Unity exit plan, go check out this video. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Peace.